Welcome, 12 noon, approaching pretty fast. Come on, slow noon, slow down. There we go. Right, so it's 3 minutes to. Hopefully we'll get some snack mates come and join me. If not, I will just get on with the snack, and maybe you want to do some catch-a-uppering. You will need a tea towel, which might be your movement snacking towel. Look at that, 2020 to 21. Can you believe our tea towel is that old now? Or a stretchy band of some resistance. Have one of those or both of those at your side, and we'll be using them throughout. Probably do a bit of a balance challenge today as well. How does that sound? Right, I can see 3 of you on the marker at the top. I can't see who it is though. Oh, let's see. Here we go. Here's George. Sun has gone. Back to being overcast, is it? Yeah, we're about the same here, George. The warmth of the sun has disappeared. It's hiding somewhere behind the clouds. Oh, you tell I'm not been out this morning, can you? Right, afternoon to O'Deal. Jamie Shearer, I can see you've just arrived. Afternoon to you. Good to have some new faces on the movement snack. Take a look. If you've not movement snacked with us before, take a look, see what you fancy. Today, if you can have your band with you, if you've got one. If you've not, no need to go out and buy one unless you really want to. Or you can substitute that with a tea towel. Of course, it doesn't have any stretchability, but it will give you a bit of resistance. Afternoon, Gillian with the G, Vivian and Paul in. All present and correct. Ticked you off the register. I nearly said radiator then. Ticked you off the radiator. 12 noon. Jamie, if it's 7 o'clock in the morning where you are, where are you? Where are you? So what are we? Quite a few hours in front of you then. Maddie, afternoon, welcome to you. Right, here we go then. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Good afternoon and welcome. Jamie, you nearly put me off there. I nearly said good morning and welcome. You're in Canada. Right, come on then, Canada. Come on, UK. Let's have you at this 12 noon movement snack. Christine Rowland's in, and I'm sorry if I've missed you. Come on, let's do this. Circulation boosting to start us off with, as always. What have you got as external support? Have a little look around you. What's fixed and firm, solid, stable, not going anywhere? Hands just resting, or both hands. You might have that in front of you. Legs underneath you. But what I mean here is not too wide. Have a small gap between your feet, and this will help with the transfer of weight for our foot pedals and when we get to leg marches as well. Foot pedals are your lower version of a leg march. In seated, if you've not done this already, just take a moment to get yourself forwards in your chair. Use some hip walks. You're kind of marching and stepping your feet forwards as you hip walk, and then off you set. Foot pedals, leg marches. If the hips start squeezing a bit and aching a bit and tiring a bit, you could come back to foot pedals. We've got 3 minutes of circulation boosting. As you get your legs established, have a think about bringing in some upper body. That might be one arm at a time that you're swinging, or it might be that you feel happy to let go of your external support and get stuck in with all limbs on the go. Now, you could travel your circulation booster. You could head up to the top of the room, make a turn around and come back. You could do that maybe once or twice. A walking circ boost with some pumping arms, striding legs. And if you want in seated, you can take a bit of a travelling circulation booster, but you won't be going too far. You'll perhaps be just going towards the back of your chair and then coming forwards. Now, if hip walking is impossible to do without the use of your arms, then use your arms. But if you want to get the upper body engaging a bit more, you can, of course, try and keep those arm swings. Oh, I don't know why my legs have just stopped there. They're trying to take a sneaky pause. Are you breathing a little bit deeper and heavier? Not out of breath, but just breathing a bit wider, a bit deeper into your lungs, around your rib cage as well. Take a pause there. Okay, so just take a bit of a reach across to your shoulder, and then a reach up and over to the same hand to the same shoulder, and then take a reach up into the air. Do that on the other side, just moving through those ranges. Couple more times. Oh, I did that the other way around then. So I'm going to make this my last time. So I've done a couple of shoulder loosening, shoulder movements, put a couple of shoulder rolls in there as well, 2 or 3 perhaps. We're going to do some upwards reaching, and that hopefully has just prepared your shoulders a bit more. A combination of moves here of knee bending, sitting back, reaching to the floor, standing back up tall, and then heel raising and reaching upwards onto the end of that. So if you want some of this, you might want to go side on to some support, take a knee bend, sitting the bum back. You might, if you want to go a bit deeper into the knee bend, reach down towards the seat, and you may want to take a reach down towards the floor. Keep the knees bending, and as you come back up, tuck everything in, straighten everything right up. You might need some external support, lifting into a balance, heel raise, organise your weight over your big toe and the second toe so that your ankles aren't rolling out to the side, and then hold that there. Can you put a full reach in? And can you come back down slowly and steadily without dropping or jolting? Best you can. Loads going on there. So have a look from the side. Feet about hip distance. We're looking for the sit back of the hips as if you're going to sit down onto a stool. A bend through the knees. Use your support. See how far you can reach down. Straighten everything up. Bit of external support, or hands near to your external support as you come up. You might well wobble if you're having no support. And then a bit of a reach upwards. You might want to alternate right arm, left arm reaching. You might want to alternate right arm, left arm reaching towards the ground. Replicate stuff that you do in day-to-day life. Now, here in seated, we're going to do something a little bit different. So tuck your feet back to start with. Let's come up through the posture. Let's take a hinge forward. You'll feel your feet pushing into the floor, and push them down a bit further. And then you can either reach to the side of your foot or into the middle of your feet for a reaching action. Coming up onto the heel, onto the toes to get your heels off the floor. You could do a double arm reach rather than a single arm reach. See how you go with that. Do that double arm reach in standing will be super duper balance challengey. So have a think about what you want. It's okay to feel wobbly as you do this in standing. In seated, you're not going to feel wobbly, but we are coming considerably forwards here. So make sure that your feet are grounded and planted. You can support your hand on the thigh to support that leaning forwards and recovering. Heels up, single arm or double arm reach, and control it back down again. And how about for in seated, just to put an extra bit of strength through the thighs, how about a boost into a jockey lift or two? So sit tall and reach. You might want to swap hands as you reach down. Heel raise, double or single arm reach, alternating sides if you can. The heels are down and tucked back. So from there, make an adjustment if you need to. Put in a couple of jockey boosts. That's your combination of moves. Now, going from down to up, try and make that steady, controlled. You're breathing throughout. Maybe push through the feet on the upwards bit, and extra muscle engagement. Clench your buttocks, drive through the legs. So you squeeze on and switch on those muscles even more in a knee bend. I'm going to do that again. So down you go with control. As you get ready, push up, push the heels, clench your buttocks, squeeze the thighs, snatch the kneecaps up. And then into your heel raise, arm reach. If that's a double arm reach, you will wobble. It's likely that you may overbalance as well. So get ready for that. You may need to put in an extra step in one or two places if you are challenging your balance that much. So what we've got going on there, bit of calf work, bit of weight shift, bit of a balance challenge, thigh work, bum work through your sit to stands, knee bends even, reaching actions, shoulder work, shoulder movement, and a bit of coordination as well. How's that for you? Bit of everything in there. And as well, you'll do those movements loads of times throughout the day. But how many times will you think about those movements? Okay, let's move on to a strength-based move now. So in seated, those of you in standing, take a controlled sit down in the same fashion that you would have just used with your knee bend reach down to the floor. Instead, we'll reach back for the chair, soft landing. Now, a bit of lower back strength work. So hip walk forwards. We did some mobility work for the back in our trunk trio this morning. You might want to put just a couple of those in. So lifting, slotting the shoulders back, lengthening through the neck. So we're not looking at the ceiling, and then taking the spine into a back bend and recover. If you want to do a couple of those, 2 or 3 of those perhaps, just to put some mobility and loosening into your spine, do that. It's the same movement that we're going to use, but we're going to add something to it. We're going to add a bit of a hold to it, and also you can add a band or a tea towel to it for extra resistance. If you've got a band, hold it like you're holding a mug, with your thumbs at the top, of course, and the tail of your band at the top as well. You can then get both feet to secure onto the band. Now, you can either have your hands down by the side of you, level with your knees, or you can put your hands just on top of your knees there. This is a lift, shoulders back, and as you arch the back, you'll keep your arms straight and pull upwards with your hands and lower back down again. I do like this move with the band. So as you lift, your shoulders go back. You will need to pull upwards as you arch your back, and then hold it there for a couple of seconds, relax and recover. Slightly different with the tea towel. You might want to go overhand grip with the tea towel. Hands again in the same place as you previously just saw. There's going to be a little bit of outward pull here and straightening through the arms. See if you can press the shoulders down so you draw your shoulder blades into a V at the back of you. So you're going to pull, and as you arch your back, the hands are just going to lift up on their own. You won't need to pull the arms up because there's no resistance coming up this way as there is with the band. But you will be pulling outwards. That's the pull that I meant there. A slight outwards pull. And then you've got a lift of 2 or 3 inches of your hands away from your thighs. I have to remind myself to breathe right now because I'm sure I just held my breath on the last one and I felt a bit woof when I came to talk to you again. Breathe, breathe, breathe. If it helps, just say something as you go into that arched position. Just say something out loud to yourself so that you know that you're breathing. Can we feel that around the back? You might feel it in your grip. If you're pulling outwards, you may well feel that in and around your arms and shoulders and upper back a little bit too. And this will strengthen not only the muscles around your back, but also help to strengthen the spine itself. There we go. How many more have you got in your tank? Can you do a couple more? Have you had enough? Can you squeeze 1 or 2 more out? You don't have to answer that question, just do it. And there we have your 12 noon for today. There we go. British Columbia time, that's what Canada is on. Yep. I didn't know what BC meant, did I? I thought it was before Christ. Well, it is as well. Right, everyone, thank you for your company. Jamie, you can go and have your breakfast now, perhaps. The rest of us are probably going to be having a bit of lunch now. And Bex will be with you for the 4 p.m. I don't know where she is today, actually. But she should be around with you for the 4 p.m. Have a good one. Nice job, everyone. Have a good afternoon.